Dear students, this e-content describes about complete analysis of the poem Astrophil and Stella, Sonnet 16, written by Sir Philip Sidney. This poem has two versions, old version and new version. Read a poem in a new version. Trending by nature to like those beauties whom I saw, who were many carats in value. My fairy spirit soon inclined towards them, and love I thought that was full of you. But finding that there was not a restless flame in me, but others said made their soul pine, I thought I were babies winning the scratch of the pin, judging my own pain what love's pain might be. But while I was playing like this with the lion cub, my eyes, shall I say cursed or blessed, beheld Stella. Now she is named. Need any more to be said? Inner sight I have spelled out a new lesson, and now I have learnt love correctly, and learned like one who knows poison by being poisoned. Sir Philip Sidney's author's note. Sir Philip Sidney was born on 30th November in the year of 1554 and died on 17th October in the year of 1586. He was an English poet, courtier, scholar, and soldier who is remembered as one of the most prominent figures in the Elizabethan age. His works include a sonnet sequence, Astrophil Stella, a treatise, a defense of poesy and pastoral romance, the Countess of Premox Arcadia. He died fighting the Spanish in the Netherlands at the age of 31, and his funeral procession in London was one of the most lavish ever seen. Astrophil and Stella poem's title meaning. Astrophil and Stella is an English sonnet sequence by Philip Sidney, contains 108 sonnets and 11 songs, probably composed in the year of 1580s. The name derives from two Greek words, Astro means star and Phil means lover, and the Latin word stella meaning star. Thus, Astrophil is the star lover and Stella is his star. Sir Philip Sidney partly nativized key feature of his Italian model Petrarchan includes the ongoing but partly obscure narrative, the philosophical trapping of the poet in relation to love and desire, the musing of the art of the poetic creation. Sidney also adopts the Petrarchan rhyme schemes, though he uses it with such an freedom that 15 variants are employed. During his absence from court, he wrote Astrophil and Stella in the year of 1591 and the first draft of Arcadia and the Defense of Poesy. Somewhat earlier, he had met Edmund Spenser, who dedicated Shepherd's Calendar to him. Other literary contacts includes membership along with his friends and fellow poets Fluke Greville, Edmund Dyer, Edmund Spenser, and Gabriel Have, and possibly fictitious Asparagus, a human end. A short summary of the poem Astrophil and Stella. It is a sequence of 108 sonnet plus 11 songs that tells the emotional journey of the Astrophil, the star lover representing Sydney, and the Stella, the star representing Penelope Rich. Astrophil becomes deeply infatuated with Stella's beauty and virtue. His love begins to admiration and grows into consuming passion that brings both delight and torment. Astrophil tries to win Stella's affection through poetry, flattery, and emotional persuasion. Yet Stella remains committed to honor and refuses to surrender to desire. Throughout the sonnets, Astrophil celebrates Stella's like in heavenly light guiding his life, while also complaining about the pain and unreturned love. The sequence explores the conflict between physical desire and moral virtue, between romantic fantasy and social duty. In the end, love does not triumph. Stella rejects Astrophil's advance to remain faithful to her marriage. Astrophil is left with longing, heartbreak, and bitter realization that his poetic passion cannot overcome Stella's virtue. Let us learn the characters found in this poem. Character 1, Astrophil, the protagonist, the speaker and the lover in the poem. The name means star lover, Astro means star, Phil means lover. It represents Sir Philip Sidney himself in the poetic and fictional form. He once believed he understood love but realizes he was wrong. After seeing Stella, he experienced true, overwhelming, painful love for the first time. He grows emotionally and learns what real passion is. His journey is one of the self discovery, vulnerability, and awakening. The character too is Stella, the beloved woman whose Astrophil loves deeply. Her name means star, generally associated with Penelope, devastated, the woman Sidney admired. He is idolized, beautiful, noble, and moral pure. Her presence teaches Astrophil the true meaning of love. She has enormous emotional power through the barely acts in the sonnet. The third character, non-human character, love, is been personified in this verse. While not a human character, love appears as a personified force, treated like a playful creature, and even young lions. Represents the unpredictable, dangerous nature of romantic passion. Astafel underestimates love, thinking it harmless until Stella awakens a real passion in him. Line by line explanation of the poem. Line 1. Trending by nature to like those beauties whom I saw. Sidney says that he naturally attracted to the beautiful people. It is not a thoughtful choice. Trending means he disposed or inclined. Line 2. Whom were many carats in value. He compares those beauties to the jewel, and many carats means they seem precious and valuable like a high quality gem. Line 3. My fiery spirit soon inclined towards them. His energetic passion temperament, fiery spirits quickly learn towards those attractive people. He admitted desire springing up fast. Line 4. And love I thought I would full of you. Addressing love directly, apostrophe, he confesses he believed himself to be truly in love with Stella, full of feeling love stands for. Line 5. But finding that there was not restless flame in me. However, he discovers that he did not have a tense, constant burning passion, which seems to be restless flame that other lovers claim to feel. Line 6. That others said made their soul pine. Others says their passion makes them suffer and pine, and he found he lacked the consuming suffering. Line 7. I thought they might be babies winning at the scratch of pin. He mocked such lovers, thinking that they were childish, winning at the something as small of as pinprick. He believed their complaints of love's pain were exaggerated. Line 8. Judging my own pain, what love's pain might be. Because of his own experience of attraction caused little pain, he assumed that real love pain must be negligible. He used his own weak experience as a standard. Line 9. But while I was playing like this with the line cub, the tone shifts. He thought he was merely playing with love, a harmless young lion which is known as a cub. This image suggests a risky game, painful now and dangerous later. Line 10. My eyes, shall I say cursed or blessed, beheld Stella. His eyes saw Stella. He wonders if his seeing her is cursed or blessed. It brings both joy and torment to the poet. This parenthetical shows an immediate inter conflict. The lines 11. Stella now, she is named and need any more to be said. Once he is named Sir, Stella identity carries everything. Naming her is enough explanation. This rhetorical question implies that knowing it is Stella explains why everything changes. Line 12. In her sight, I have spelled out a new lesson. Seeing Stella taught him a lesson he hadn't known before, a revelation about the true nature of love. Line 13. Now I have learned to love correctly and learned like. In this line, the author says he finally learned what true love is, and repetition learned stressed the completeness of his conversion. Line 14. one who knows poison by being poisoned. Similarly, in metaphor used in this line, he knows love as someone knows poison by having been hurt by it. The knowledge is direct and painful, and experience convert the theory into reality. Let us see what are the literary devices found in this poem. 1. Petrarchan sonnet structure. The poem follows the classical Petrarchan Italian form octave and sestet. Octave reflects problem and emotional tension of Astrophil. Sestet, it consists of reflection and the shift of the thought of Astrophil. It uses iambic pentameter and typical rhythm scheme ABBA, ABBA, CDC, DCD. Second one, apostrophe. Astrophil directly addresses Queen Virtue and love as they are being living living things. This gives an internal struggle of dramatic flair. He speaks in abstract ideas like of the characters in his emotional courtroom. Third one, personification. Virtue, love, nature acts like in rivals, competing for Stella. Virtue tries to claim her soul, and love grabs her eyes and sparked desire. Nature builds her and beauty and creates a charming tug of war. The next device is extended metaphor and allegory of competition. The poem became a contest among those forces to win Stella. Each one stakes to claim over part of her. This metaphor dramatizes Astrophil conflicted admiration of Stella, such as virtue claims her goddesses, and beauty claims her appearance, and love claims her emotional power. The next device is classical allusion. The struggle between virtue and love was inspired by Petrarchan tradition. The classical philosophy, the virtue is a platonic guardian, while love is fairy Cupid-like figure. We could see this in our character of Stella. The next device is antithesis, opposition of ideas. Sidney loves a good tension, soul versus sense, and moral virtue and versus passionate love. The sharp contrast of boost and emotional stakes, which this could be found in both the characters of contradictory character of Stella and Astrophil. Next device is hyperbole. Stella is portrayed as imperfect that even nature exhausts her treasure, crafting her. Extravagant phrases, fully expected and courtly love poetry could be found in the verses. Next device is Volta, poetic turn. The turn happens when Astrophil decides, since love has Stella's eyes, then let virtue take the soul. This twist shows a creaky preference for desire over moral restraint. Next is wordplay. We can see the wordplay is also plays a major role in this verse of the poem. Virtue and love became almost like a legal claims, arguing over Stella's ownership. Sydney plays with the double meaning of claim as both legal and emotional. Next device is courtly love connection. The poem fits a dramatic tradition where lover suffers and praising woman as a symbol of perfection of conflict. Let me discuss different themes found in this poem. 1. The plain and pleasure unrequited love. Astafel burns with the desire for Stella, but she refuses him, and love becomes paradox. Happiness in her presence, misery in her refusal. The sequence thrives on the emotional push and pull. Second, the conflict between passion and virtue. Stella represents virtue, chastity, and moral duty. Astafel represents passionate longing. Their interaction becomes a battle. Honorable restraint was dramatic temptations, also one of the theme could be found in this poem. Inner discipline was emotional chaos is also could be found in this poem. Next, idealized beauty and the power of the gaze. Here, okay, Stella's beauty is shown as in heavenly and transformative. Astrophill falls not through the reason but through his eyes. and betray him to love. Beauty is both inspiration and dangerous force. Next theme is poetic inspiration and creativity. Astrophil believes Stella is in his muse. Desire fuels his imagination. The poem becomes a testament on how love creates art, even love itself a painful and hopeful. The next theme is love and suffering. Petrarchan tradition. Astrophil sees himself as a classical Gothic lover of Petrarchan tradition, who is always complaining and longing and praising for the beloved's cruelty. His suffering becomes a proof of love's authenticity. Next theme is internal conflict and self awareness. Astafel often recognizes his behavior is traditional. He mocks himself, argues with himself, negotiates with himself. The mind becomes its own battle. The next theme is social duty versus personal desire. Stella is married noble woman. Honor and social norms forbids Astafil's pursuit. Sonnet reflects the tension between strict society and passionate individuals. The last theme is love as moral transformation. Through love, Astafel gains deeper knowledge of himself. Even though ending of is tragic, love teaches him emotional and spiritual lesson.